most pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome inside Studio 2 at Gold Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Coming up tonight, the Ohio State University Buckeyes taking on the Delaware Blue Hens in an ACHA Women's Division II meeting. And we'll be able to bring you this one from start to finish. Thought we were going to have to bring you this game in progress, but able to get going right from the outset here as we take you inside the glass for tonight's opening introductions. Hockey fans, good evening and welcome to Gold Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Tonight, we're not just here to watch hockey. We're here, Blue Hens and Buckeyes together, to stand together for something bigger. We're playing in honor of mental health awareness, a cause that touches every single person in this arena, whether we see it or not. Mental health struggles don't always look obvious. They don't always show up as something you can point to or fix with a quick solution. Sometimes it's a quiet battle. Sometimes a teammate, a friend, a classmate, or even ourselves. And that's why we're here, to remind each other that no one has to face those moments alone. Sports teach strength, teamwork, and resilience, but they also teach us the importance of leaning on others when we need support. Tonight, let this game be a symbol of connection, community, and hope. If you're struggling, reach out. If you see someone hurting, check in. A simple conversation can make all the difference. Tonight, we play with purpose for those who are battling silently, for those we've lost, and for the future that we can build together. Because mental health matters, and together we are stronger. Delaware Blue Hens ACHA Women's Hockey extends a thank you to an organization here on campus called Sean's House. This is a resource anyone can utilize. They have peer leaders who are there to support anyone in any sort of mental health crisis at any time. And anyone can go and join them just to have somewhere to go and hang out and eat a meal, play with dogs. They even host teams like the ACHA women's team for events called Grow and Gather Meals, a fully funded opportunity where teams can get a meal, go through a mental health-oriented exercise, and complete an activity together. A special thank you to the folks at Sean's House for coming out tonight, and they'll join us momentarily for a ceremonial puck drop, but also being a resource for every University of Delaware student and athlete. And now, without further ado, let's meet the starting lineups for this evening's game. Starting with the visitors, the Ohio State University Buckeyes. Starting in goal, number 36, Savannah Sipp. On defense, number 8, Izzy Prentice. And number 27, Mary Chu. At left wing, number 6, Nicole DeMarco. At right wing, number 21, Sydney DeMarco. And starting at center, number 26, Ryan Franklin. And now let's meet the starting six for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting in goal from Port Washington, New York, number 35, Charlie Randazzo. On defense, from Wilmington, Delaware, number 7, Effie Hill. And from Robbinsville, New Jersey, number 12, Amelie Perez. At left wing, from Morristown, New Jersey, number 93, Izzy Camarada. At right wing, from Upton, Massachusetts, number 46, Liana Patrick. And starting at center, from Millersville, Pennsylvania, wearing number 22 this evening, C.C. Charles. Your Blue Hens are coached by Joe Duca. The on-ice officials for this evening's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are Steve Cannon and Rich Lashall. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located behind the Ohio State Zone, as we honor the United States of America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Blue Hens and Buckeyes playing for something much bigger tonight, and a cause very dear to us here in the 412 Communications Press Box: mental health awareness. Physical health, of course, very important, but mental health just as important. And the fine folks up the street at Sean's house here on the campus of the University of Delaware doing great work to promote positive mental health and be a resource for the 24,000 strong who call the University of Delaware their home institution. Ohio State clad in white, black helmets, black pants, scarlet and gray trim on the hem of their sweaters and across their socks. They'll move right to left. Here in the opening period, Delaware in their special mental health awareness third black sweaters. We'll have to throw ours on up here just after the intermission. Fans, at this time, please direct your attention to center ice for a special ceremonial puck drop. Courtesy a representative from Sean's house here on campus at the University of Delaware. Thank you. For a moment, thought we were going to forego the ceremonial puck drop, but our Sean's house representative here and Ryan Franklin awaiting her adversary in the face-off circle, namely CC Charles, former Michigan State Spartan. And we're ready to go. in this first meeting in quite some time here in the first state between Delaware and The Ohio State University. Nicole DeMarco working up the right wing boards. Kept wide by Perez. Gets a shot away. And this is covered for a quick pause in play by Charlie Randazzo, 23 seconds into the first period. Hens win the D-zone draw. Perez fails to clear. Holding the point and walking in was Mary Chu, but she ran out of space net front. Here a shot from DeMarco, bobbled by Randazzo, but she had help in front to clear the puck out of harm's way. And CC Charles advances this up ice to Liana Patrick. Here's Patrick in a 1-on-2, caught up to by Izzy Prentice, a good stick check at the top of the right circle. Disrupting the advance of the Massachusetts native Liana Patrick. Fresh legs on for the Blue Hens. Shaw Downing holding the right point, keeping this puck in deep. Jemiah Alexander, the Philadelphian, at the base of the Buckeye bench, gives way. And this is cleared by Caitlin Dilly, back just inside the Delaware line where Downing recovers. To Herzog, thrown across the red line to Alexander. Played in from distance off the far corner boards and recovered by Paige Sommerfeld in Buckeye white, black, scarlet, and gray. We're 90 seconds into the first period from Gold Arena here on the campus of the University of Delaware, and the Ohio State fans showing up in numbers. We had a Brutus sighting earlier too. Here's Sommerfeld up the right wing boards to gain the Delaware line. Lost control of the puck, and Pepper plays it up the right side for the Blue Hens. Nearly out, but holding the point was Dilly for Ohio State. Dilly surrounded by black sweaters, gives way. Back to center, Abigail McLaughlin. Advances the puck to Miller, thrown in from just above the blue line. Race on for the loose biscuit behind the Delaware goal. And this is cleared out by Cartwright from behind her own net. Carried on by Paige Luzon. Advancing pass didn't connect with Pepper just above the blue line. This turned back by Dilly. As far as the Delaware stripe, where Grace Matone regains control for the Blue Hens, 2.5 minutes into the first period. Here's a 2-on-2 and an Alexa Pepper shot. Sticked away to the near corner by Savannah Sip. That the first Delaware chance on net of the evening. Perez back to Hill. This played up the left wing boards to Charles. Dump and chase for the Blue Hens. Charles out hustled for the puck by Paige Sommerfeld, who clears just back over her own blue line, but Perez recovers for the Delaware side. Sydney DeMarco with the takeaway, but she skates headlong into a 1-on-4. She dumps the puck into the Delaware zone, and the Hens volley it back well inside the Buckeye line. Ryan Franklin crashing the net, lost her balance, lost the puck too. But this will come back and icing. Against the Delaware Blue Hens with 3 minutes and 18 seconds elapsed in the first period here from Gold Arena. Face-off coming to the left of Randazzo. Colette Janik in for the face-off. Across from Delaware's CC Charles. A no-change situation for the Blue Hens off the icing, and they gain control on their own end. Hill to Patrick. Holding the left point was Chu. This puck ends up deep in the Delaware zone. A two-a-side puck battle. This thrown in from the corner and covered by Randazzo for a pause in play with 16 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the first period. So the Ohio State University Buckeyes setting the tone early, getting pucks on net. Janik across from Alexander for the attacking zone draw from Ohio State's perspective, but Alexander winning the faceoff, feeds the puck to Downing, advance now to Parmenter. Here's a 2-on-2, but Parmenter is slowed up by a Prentice poke check right at the Ohio State blue line. Prentice regains the puck. She's pressed by Parmenter in below the goal line. Parmenter recovers. Here's Alexander winding up. That shot from the top of the right circle, just wide of the near post. Puck rebounds to the far half wall. Walking in again, Jemiah Alexander. Puck is loose in front. Menachilo can't reel it in. And Savannah Sip covers for a pause in play with 15:43 to go in the first period. And another look at this development in the Ohio State zone, courtesy of the 412 Communications Instant Replay. Sip lunging over the puck to bring play to a halt. And the ensuing face-off comes to her right. Ohio State controlling the puck. Here's Paige Summerfield leading a 3-on-2 up the right wing boards. Jemiah Alexander poke check slows her up, but Summerfeld recovers the puck behind the net. She tries to play it up the near side. Angled into the boards mid-zone by Parmenter, and Ella Herzog recovering for the Blue Hens. Throws this off the far wall. Icing waved off by Richie Lachal as Summerfeld trails back into her own zone to start up an Ohio State attack. Luzon recovers, pickpocketed by Summerfeld right before the blue line. This puck is steered into the far corner by Pepper, recovered there by Jules Fuchs for Delaware, wearing number 3 in black, gold, and blue. But the Pittsburgh native couldn't find a way out of the zone. Wobbling puck, trailing toward the blue line. Fuchs can't clear it. It's chipped back in deep by Sydney Schuler in Ohio State, number 23. 5.5 minutes have gone by here in the first period. No score from Gold Arena, and Alexa Pepper leads a 2-on-3 Delaware attack, together with Paige Luzon pursuing the puck as it's thrown in over the line. Ryan Franklin takes it away, and this will roll the length of the ice and come back and icing. Against the Buckeyes, setting up an attacking zone draw for the Blue Hens. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be, and that's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential in helping you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The Law Office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process, from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. To schedule a free consultation, call the Law Office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664. That's LONG. Or visit injuryde.com. We've just passed the 6-minute mark of the first period. No score. Amelie Perez holding the right point. Throws the puck diagonally off the far corner boards. And this is nearly pushed clear by Franklin up the far wall. Trying to hold was Charles, but she's ultimately overpowered. Nicole DeMarco tries to bulldoze her way up the right wing boards. Coming away with the puck is Hill driving it back to center. And Hill gets it back from Charles, who's hooked behind the play. Steve Cannon says no effect on the play there, so play on, ladies. Here comes Hill back to center. Stripped of the puck by Sydney DeMarco. Up the left dots, she gains the Delaware line. She gets a shot away, but it skips wide at the top of the crease, and Randazzo didn't have to move a muscle. Here's Hill again. To Camerata. We're getting football updates to our right, as apparently there's another Ohio State sporting event going on this evening. Who knew? DeMarco to Janik. Janik caroms the puck in behind the net. Abby Cox handling it in the near corner, but she finds herself outnumbered by Blue Hens. Janik again in the far corner, plays the puck up the wall to Prentice. She's pressed toward the blue line by Menachilo. And here Madeline Parmenter takes over. She gains the center line, and she floats the puck into the path of Menachilo, but Izzy Prentice on the back check for the Buckeyes is there to intercept and keep this game scoreless as we work our way to the 8-minute juncture of the first period. Parmenter again, drop pass, Downing stepping up, top of the right circle, shot was wide. Rebounds off the far corner and caroms to the top of the zone, where holding the left point was Ella Herzog. This recovered by Cox, setting up a one-on-one Macy Quinn with a long shot just inside the stripe. And a Charlie Randazzo save brings play to a grinding halt with 8 minutes in the books and no score between the Buckeyes and the Blue Hens. Face-off to Randazzo's right. Long shot came from Summerfeld at the point, but it was blocked away in heavy net front traffic. Pepper plays the body on Schuler. Puck battle developing over Randazzo's right shoulder. This is centered from the far corner off the stick of Miller. Ultimately to no avail for the Buckeyes. Dilly holding the left point, trying to advance play up the near boards. Puck caroms to the far corner from below the cage. Fuchs unable to do anything with it. Unable to clear was Schuler. This is pushed out to neutral ice by Herzog. And the Hens change as Paige Sommerfeld pulls back into her own zone. Breakout pass finds Nicole DeMarco. Steered to the near wall by Luzon and forced to dump the puck into the Delaware end with no further advance to be made. Here comes Izzy Camerata, 1-on-3, but she chased the puck down. Reinforcements trailing her. She stick handles long enough to feed to CC Charles. Patrick looming net front. Charles kicks this back to Matone, holding the right point, barely keeping the line. Again, Matone getting the puck in deep. Cartwright fans on it at the left point. And here comes an odd woman rush for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Up the right wing boards, Nicole DeMarco. Centering pass, Sydney DeMarco couldn't get stick on puck. She was surrounded by Blue Hens in the low slot. And we're approaching halfway in the first period, still scoreless from Gold Arena. Prentice on the run. Charles with a sweep check, knocks the puck loose. Here comes CC Charles in from the right dot, but she's caught up to in the slot by the back-checking Mary Chu. So an A-grade chance for CC Charles cut short. We've hit the halfway mark in the first period. No score as yet. No ink on the score sheet as yet. Loose puck in front of the Delaware net. Camerata sacrificing, trying to lift it in was Chu net front. But Randazzo came back onto her feet to make the save. Advancing pass from Quinn to Cox after gaining the Delaware line was broken up. And the Buckeyes will set up again in the neutral zone. Dilly up the right dots, pass broken up by Parmenter. The first-year Blue Hen out of Maryland. Parmenter crashing the net, got tripped up by the back-checking Chu, doing well to hold close to home on the defensive. Perez tries to protect the right point. Puck swatted out of her reach by Abby Cox. This trails all the way back into the Delaware zone, where Hill recovers and she ricochets the puck off the near boards to Madeline Parmenter. Advanced further. 2 Menachilo in the far corner of the Ohio State zone, but Izzy Miller holding her ground, recovers for the Buckeyes. Parmenter foils the clearing attempt. Puck skitters back over into the neutral zone. Hill on the re-entry, just onside, said Richie Lashall. Long shot, caught and covered by Savannah Sipp for a break in the action with 8:44 to go in a scoreless first period from Gold Arena. Third line on for Delaware, Alexa Pepper. Flanked by Luzon and Fuchs. Long shot from Herzog. Center point, popped up in the air off Sipp. The Hens swarmed for the rebound putback chance, but nobody able to connect. Dilly, cross-ice feed to Schuler. Schuler stutter steps just before the Delaware blue line. She dumps the puck in. Fresh forwards coming on for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And Fuchs unable to clear from just above the corner board's far side. Gave way to Caitlin Dilly holding the zone. This shot coming from DeMarco. Caught and held by Charlie Randazzo to bring play to a halt with 8 minutes to go in the first period. No score here on Mental Health Awareness Night at Gold Arena. Another hard shot, this one from Nicole DeMarco from just above the left corner. Randazzo with the save. Follow-up chance came from Dilly center point, intercepted by the back-checking CC Charles, covering all 200 feet amply so far this evening. Hens clear. and play is whistled dead offside. 7:32 remaining in the first period. No score from Gold Arena. First of a two-game set this weekend for the Delaware women. They host Penn at Fred Rust Arena tomorrow, game time 3:30, and we'll have it for you here on the Delaware Hockey Network as well. Caitlin Dilley off the cross-ice feed in the neutral zone leads to another zone entry for the Buckeyes, but the puck caroms back as far as center red. It squeaks loose from the control of Charles, and it's advanced up the middle by Cartwright to Camerata. Colette Janik swarmed by Camerata at the near dot. This is taken away by Quinn, but not cleared. Perez and Camerata teamed up to protect the zone. Cross-ice feed to Cartwright, batted free by the other five. That's Abby Cox. And the Hens reset at their own line. Amelie Perez leading to Parmenter, tipping the puck into the near corner of the Ohio State zone. And Izzy Prentice will carry it back the other way for the Buckeyes. 6.5 minutes to go in the first period of a scoreless hockey game. Here's Evie Hill, 2-on-1 for the Hens. Hill winds up, shot off the pads of Sip. Nobody home on the rebound opportunity far side. Hope Menachilo was there but couldn't reel in the puck for the second chance opportunity. Here's Hill again. This time sending the puck from just above the blue line off the stick of Menachilo. It goes untouched from before center, so this will come back in icing. 6:06 remaining in opening period play. Face off to Randazzo's left. She's saved all 7 Buckeye shots that she's seen. And Hope Menachilo for her Blue Hens works play back to neutral ice. Miller coming back the other way after Menachilo's advance was cut short just beyond the center logo. Miller's shot off its mark. Menachilo overskated the puck, but she clears it ahead to Pepper. Alexa Pepper into a 1-on-3. Takes aim from the top of the right circle. And a Savannah Sip glove save brings us to a pause in the action with 5:34 to go in opening period play. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides, sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont, open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch, or to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. Dilley wound up just above the point, and she regained the zone for the Ohio State side, but Ella Herzog, recovering for the Blue Hens, steers the puck to the far wall where a little bit more space availed, at least for that moment. Franklin centering pass deflected. Pepper's got a 2-on-1 with Fuchs. Here's Pepper's shot on target. Sip up for the save, squaring up nicely to block down the angle. Nicole DeMarco and Matone met just above the Delaware blue line, contesting a loose puck. Dilley gets a shove from Luzon into the boards, but keeps on ticking. Here's Dilley. Shot blocked by Matone, hanging close on the defensive for Delaware. 4.5 to go in the first period. No score between the Buckeyes and the Blue Hens. Camerata cleared. Charles overpowered for the puck. And this is walked back in by Cox off a Janik cross-ice feed just above the blue line. Janik gave way to Cartwright, who just cleared. The Buckeyes have to pull back into the neutral zone to reset. Colette Janik off the advancing pass from Mary Chu. Stood up right at the Delaware blue line. Cox continues the forward momentum for the Buckeyes. Puck rolls beyond her reach, now on the stick of C.C. Charles, who caroms it up the far wall, but Prentice recovers for the Buckeyes, and she drives it back in low. 3:35 to go in the first period. We are yet scoreless, despite 15 shots between these two teams. A dearth of A-grade chances so far, a couple for the Blue Hens, but they've been unable to capitalize. Camerata slowed up by Prentice. Both sides change as Matone tries to steer the puck away from the pursuit of McLaughlin. 3 minutes to go in the first. Jemiah Alexander accelerates up the left wing boards. Parmenter making a beeline for the cage. No rebound chance there, no centering pass there. And Perez back beyond center. Will restart for the Blue Hens, finding Menachilo. Her shot from the top of the left circle was blocked off the leg pads of Prentice. And again, back into the neutral zone come the Blue Hens. Parmenter's shot over the crossbar. And with 2:22 to go, here come the Buckeyes on the offensive after Prentice worked clear from the zone. Long shot covered by Randazzo. Perez on the breakout finds Parmenter just above the blue line. But Dilly recovers for Ohio State. Cross ice feed to Sommerfeld. Weaving through traffic, gaining the Delaware line. Shooting this high off the corner glass. Back this comes near the blue line, where Dilly is overpowered by Parmenter, and she recovers, but in neutral ice. She's got to pull back and send the puck in deep. A dump and chase for the Buckeyes going the way of the home team this time as we come to the final 100 seconds of the first period. Fuchs tried to clear off the far boards, but the Buckeyes teamed up to protect the zone. The Nicole DeMarco backhand shot from in close didn't have its intended line. 80 to go in the period. Pepper failed to clear. Here's DeMarco again. This shot on target kicked away by Randazzo. Rebound contested in the near corner and brought forth now by Evie Hill for the Hens. 2-on-2 for Delaware. Evie with that long shot from over the center logo. Blocked down and away by Sip, and we enter the final minute as the Hens get some fresh legs on for the home stretch of the first period. An exercise in futility for both of these teams. Shots 9 aside, goals none aside. Downing inside her line to Charles. A poke check from Cox in neutral ice. Disrupts the advance of Charles. Downing recovers. Here she comes. Downing shot. Gloved by Sip. And the follow-up from Charles. Stonewalled 2. Big effort here from Savannah Sip. Coming up with not just one, but 2 saves in rapid-fire succession. Charles with a nose for the puck in close. Unable to finish what Shaw Downing began. Patrick waits for the re-entry after what otherwise would have been a delayed offside situation. Camerata tried to drop the puck off to Herzog just inside the line. Final 5 seconds. Charles with the steal from Macy Quinn, and the first period has reached its conclusion. Through 20 minutes, Delaware Blue Hens and the Ohio State University Buckeyes are scoreless. Back on the DHN after the first period.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Nothing for either team to show from the first 20 minutes. Delaware and The Ohio State 0-0 through one period. The goalie's the star of the first 20 minutes. Savannah Sipp with 11 saves, including that one there, and a rapid-fire series of a couple back-to-back stops, which we'll see here momentarily. CeCe Charles in the closing minute, trying to lead an attack for the Blue Hens. Shaw Downing up the right wing boards, came barreling in. Her shot, batted down by Sipp. Charles trying to track down a loose puck. Unable to do so. And she comes in for the opening face-off here for the second period. As Blue Hens and Buckeyes alike here on Mental Health Awareness Night, looking to break a 0-0 deadlock through the first 20 minutes and now 8 seconds, as the Buckeyes were guilty of an icing. Face-off coming to the left of Savannah Sipp, who, as mentioned, saved all 11 shots she faced in the first period, and here records a save to make it 12 for 12 and take 4 more seconds off the clock. A little bit later than 9 o'clock on this Saturday, as Camerata bobbles the puck thrown in by Hill from center point. Perez to Camerata, hard shot from the top of the slot, ricochets off the back glass. Scrum for a loose puck, halted by the whistle of Steve Cannon as the Ohio State net was dislodged. Face-off will stay inside. New forwards on for Delaware. Jemiah Alexander winning the draw. Parmenter and Menachilo at her flanks. And Mary Chu for the Ohio State, trying to backhand the puck out of harm's way. Could not generate any sort of meaningful momentum. This was thrown by Schuler from blue line to blue line and then some. Alexander back to recover for Delaware. Menachilo could not clear. McLaughlin foiled her at the point. Hill to Perez to Menachilo, working to center. She flips the puck into the path of Madeline Parmenter, but it's intercepted by Prentice walking past center. And she throws this in about shoulder high. Hill couldn't glove it down cleanly. And a hand pass against Delaware will ultimately set up a face-off to the left of Charlie Randazzo. So the Hens guilty of a hand pass, and the face-off comes right in front of the Ohio State cheering section and the momentarily decapitated Brutus. We walked into the barn prior to this game seeing Brutus the Buckeye hanging out with us, and we glance over a few minutes later, and there's Brutus's head just sitting on the bench. And oh my. Traumatizing for some young Buckeye fans somewhere, I'm sure. Although there's probably much rejoicing in Ann Arbor. 2 minutes gone here in the second period of a 0-0 game, and Paige Luzon clears the zone. Menachilo, outnumbered by a pair of Buckeyes, trying to steer the puck into the near corner of the Ohio State zone, but Sommerfeld beat her to the punch and will stick handle her way through traffic. Sommerfeld beyond center, working into the Delaware end. Long shot batted down by Randazzo. Swarming the net front area was Downing to recover the puck and take it out of harm's way. Herzog's backhand to Fuchs, pushed forward. Pepper accelerates, and she gains the puck in neutral ice, and she walks her way up the left wing boards deep into Ohio State territory, but she attracts a crowd of Buckeye defenders in the near corner. Working to 3 minutes completion. In the second period, Herzog could not hold the point. Cross-ice feed from Prentice led to Chu driving play back into neutral territory. Chu up the middle. Beat Patrick. She's got a 2-on-2. Chu's shot off the post. Cartwright could not clear. Charles picks up the puck. She and Camerata together in a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Trailing the play was Patrick, lending support, but the puck was stick-checked up into the atmosphere off the blade of her stick and brought back to the Delaware blue line by Prentice. Chu again to Prentice, thrown up the left wing boards. Cartwright's pursued enough to activate the icing. 16:04 to go in the second period. Waiting still for that elusive first goal. CeCe Charles, the former Spartan. Wins the draw. Hill across to Perez. That cross-ice feed too hard for Perez to handle. Puck rolls back inside the Delaware blue line after it was propelled up the far boards by the Ohio State's Izzy Miller. Charles emerges. Here's another 2-on-2 Delaware attack. Charles' shot from 35 feet, a hard wrister that ricocheted off the back glass. Chu steadies. Sommerfeld, crossing back up the left side, was slowed up by the reaching stick of Alexander. She sails the puck the length of the ice. Winning the race to it was Schuler. Saved by Randazzo, and this will come back an icing against Delaware, much to the delight of the Buckeye faithful. A-grade chance just now for the Buckeyes, as we see it again on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Bit of an awkward shot angle from the bottom of the circle, but a laser nonetheless that Randazzo had to work to stop. This thrown in from the left point, and Izzy Miller, after the Buckeyes maintained control off the attacking zone draw. Schuler held the line, said Richie Lachal, but the Buckeyes did not maintain possession. Alexander stick handles up the left dots. In she comes over the Ohio State line. Long shot blocked by Sommerfeld. Puck trickles in toward the Ohio State goal, and Savannah Sip freezes for a pause with 14:26 to go here in the second period. And the Blue Hens with an attacking zone faceoff coming up. Buckeyes clear. DeMarco to Franklin. Shot stick check from astern by Pepper. Up over the crossbar into the end glass. Pepper's got Franklin tied up. They collapse in the far corner. Puck squeaks free. Herzog bothered trying to chase it down by Sidney DeMarco. But Herzog finds Pepper, and here's a 2-on-1 rather, for the Blue Hens. But the feed across to the right wing, and Jules Fuchs didn't connect. So that gave the Ohio State defense ample time to reset in their own zone. Fuchs to Luzon working in the slot. That pass didn't make it either. Here's Nicole DeMarco up the right wing boards past Herzog, paving a way to the cage. Shot was wide. This was kicked back to Franklin. Across to Prentice. Lazy shot into the slot. Nearly was cleared out by Pepper. Holding close to home in the mid-slot on the defensive. The DeMarco shot was stick-checked wide and high. Downing corrals a rolling puck, and she presses it back to center. Downing muscles her way toward the blue line and throws the puck in the rest of the way. Enough to enable a changing of the guard for the Blue Hens 7 minutes into the second period. Icing waved off as Janik won the race back to the Delaware goal line. Puck ends up in the far corner where it's tied up. Half the skaters on the ice vying for it, and Grace Matone, the one to pitchfork it free. Matone stood up by Cox at the half wall. Holding the point is Sommerfeld. That Janik shot caught and covered by Charlie Randazzo for another break in the action with 12.5 minutes to go. Here in the second period, no score as yet between the Blue Hens and the Buckeyes. Another long shot. This one coming from Prentice, or rather from Sommerfeld at the right point. With Page's ponytail down as far as it went over that 3. Looked like an 8 briefly from this vantage point. That and those sublimated numbers on the Ohio State sweaters. Sometimes not as easy to read as the cut and stitch tackle twill that we were so accustomed to seeing for many, 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 many years. Charles held her ground in a puck battle in the far corner but couldn't clear. Centering pass from Cox sailed through the slot. Janik tied up near side, gives way to Camerata. Izzy Camerata up the middle. Walking in one-on-one, shot was wide, pressured by the back-checking Sommerfeld. Colette Janik back the other direction. Got tied up by Camerata. The Ohio State fans want to check. That's an angle the whole way. Camerata leaned into Janik. Didn't propel her body weight into her. That is textbook, absolutely the whole way. Just over 11 minutes to go in the second period from Fred Rust Arena. No, we're in Gold Arena tonight. The low ceiling, the tight spaces behind the goals. Hard to mistake the two, but old habits die hard, words are hard, and it's just late. In any case, an icing against Ohio State leads to a face-off to the left of netminder Savannah Sip, who has stopped all 12 shots she's faced. Pretty light workload here in the first 9 minutes of the second period. She's only seen one Delaware shot on goal. Izzy Prentice back the other way. Throws the puck in from just over the Delaware blue line, but it's chased down by Amelie Perez. Perez to Menachilo up the left wing boards. This taken away by McLaughlin at center for Ohio State. Chu throws it from blue line to goal line, 2/3 the length of the ice, and this will come back another icing against the Buckeyes with 10:25 to go in the second period. We're still scoreless, friends. Pepper and McLaughlin meeting over the far dot. Good hustle from Herzog to ensure another icing. So the Buckeyes unable to change. The third line staying on for Delaware. Another Pepper face-off win. Herzog holding the point. Luzon tried to center. Fuchs couldn't get stick on puck in a congested slot. Here's Herzog back in front. Luzon got stick on puck, but she was canceled out by McLaughlin, hanging close to home for the Buckeyes. We're just past halfway in the second period of a scoreless hockey game. Not a speck of ink on the Tristan Holdsworth score sheet to this point. Buckeyes clear, rolling puck corralled by Herzog at center, and the Hens change. Prentice with the long clear. Matone has time and space to recover deep in the Delaware zone. Puck is poked out of Matone's reach by Prentice, recovered by Cartwright. Sommerfeld protecting the right point, trying to prolong this Buckeye attack, but she's pinned to the near wall. Sydney DeMarco lining up a clear shot lane, but her release was just wide of the far post. Here's DeMarco again. Threw in close, but the puck bounced wide at the last half second. Sommerfeld in low to Quinn. Stood up behind the net by Matone. Net front feed from Quinn taken away. Matone clears. Camerata finds Charles up the middle trying to split defenders, but she stood up by Sommerfeld at the line. Patrick gains the zone for Delaware, but heads right off for a change. Just over 8 minutes to go in the second period from Gold Arena. We got it right this time. Parmenter to Camerata, 2-on-2 for Delaware. Camerata's shot, stick down and covered by Savannah Sipp for a break and play with 7:55 to go in the second period, yet scoreless from Newark. Alexander and Janik meet to the right of Savannah Sipp with a perfect baker's dozen saves on as many shots faced. Madeline Parmenter looking for a lane, swarmed by Janik, trying to stick handle out of traffic, no support. This is cleared. Cox bats the puck into the Delaware zone where Evie Hill accelerates, pulls back behind her net, and tries to generate a more concerted breakout. Perez stripped of the puck. This shot from Prentice batted up into the netting and out by Randazzo. Another solid chance here from the Buckeyes. Their opportunities getting higher quality here in the past couple minutes. But this is sticked up into the netting and out of play by Charlie Randazzo. 7:10 to go in the second period. Menachilo forces Prentice back into neutral ice. Hill to Alexander, who throws the puck in off the far boards. Parmenter chases it down below the goal. So Delaware back in attacking position, but kept to the perimeter as Parmenter is bodied into the corner by Janik. Colette Janik emerging and clearing the puck. Hill blocks it down, and Parmenter's re-entry is going to be called back offside. Whether you're a competitive athlete like these ladies or a weekend warrior like me, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal best and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, and his new membership program too. Delaware Sports Medicine is truly here for every athlete in your family. Learn more at desportsmed.com. Six and change to go in the second. No score from Gold Arena. Luzon to Fuchs on the breakout. Here's a 2-on-2. Fuchs steered by the other three. Paige Sommerfeld toward the corner. The play back to Herzog at the point didn't connect. Shaw Downing recovers at center. Advancing pass to Fuchs. Shot. A lazy one from 40 feet right into the SIP glove that she holds for the pause. .546 remaining in the second period. Face off to SIP's right. And the Camerata shot was deflected wide. .5:15 to go in the second period, still scoreless on this Saturday night. Camerata's shot was wide. Barreling in was Charles, but slowed up in a congested slot. And now Nicole DeMarco's got herself a breakaway. DeMarco walking in, flub the backhand. Centering pass intended for Macy Quinn net front. Was blocked down, and we've got our first penalty of the game. It took us 35 minutes and 18 seconds to get there. Charles off for a trip. And the Ohio State Buckeyes have a power play coming their way. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 22, CC Charles, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 15 minutes, 18 seconds. In the second period, Charles, 2 for tripping at 15:18. And an interference call the other way. Going against Abigail McLaughlin for the Buckeyes. So the Buckeyes' one-woman advantage lasted all of 15 seconds. The Ohio State University penalty assessed to number 9, Abigail McLaughlin, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 15:33 in the second period. McLaughlin, 2 for interference at 15-33. 4 minutes remaining in the second period. We're 4-on-4 for the next minute 15. Slap shot from Dilly, blocked in heavy net front traffic. This is an icing against the Blue Hens. So back into the Delaware end we come with 3:46 to go, 104 left on the 4-on-4. Alexander unable to clear off the defensive zone face-off as Dilly protects the point. Perez overskates the puck. Hill takes a tumble. Hens do clear. Sommerfeld swarmed by Alexander. Cox, pressured by Camerata, drives her way back into the Delaware zone. Cox double team, drop pass Franklin, shot saved by Randazzo. Franklin got her own rebound, fed back to Sommerfeld at the right point. Cross ice feed. Cox thrown in, scores. So the Buckeyes strike first. And Abby Cox with her first goal of the season. Has opened the scoring. Still 4-on-4. For the next 18 seconds. And we've got the particulars on the Ohio State goal. It's going to be credited to Caitlin Dilly on the tip. So for her, that's her fourth of the year. And the Hens come barreling back. Raining shots on Sip, who holds her ground. The Ohio State goal. Fourth of the season, scored by number 15, Caitlin Dilly. Assisted by number 5, Abby Cox, and number 3, Paige Sommerfeld. Time of the goal, 16 minutes, 49 seconds in the second period. Dilly's fourth from Cox and Sommerfeld at 16:49. It was an even strength goal. Cartwright holding center point, fed the puck to Camerata, working down low. But she ran out of support in a congested low slot. 2 minutes to go in the second period. Ohio State with a 1-0 lead. Thanks to that late period goal from Caitlin Dilly on the doorstep, directing the Abby Cox shot past Randazzo on what was the 18th Ohio State shot of the afternoon turned evening. This is an icing. 1:38 to go, or 1:41 to go as we recalibrate. And a crucial opportunity for the Hens to get back level. Pepper tries to drive forward off the dot. Fuchs plays the carom shot in behind the net. Rolling puck ends up in the path of Luzon, who's met by Chu in the far corner. Hill fans on the puck at center point. Race on for it as Hill is pressured by Miller. 75 to go in the second period. Here's Dilly, the goal scorer, walking back in. Her shot sticked away by Randazzo. Follow-up chance opposite side was off its mark. Final minute of the second period upon us. Taking aim was Cox from just inside the left dot. Off her mark, too, from 25 feet. Perez's advance stunted up the left wing boards. Here comes Cox the other way. Another long shot, another Randazzo stick save. Her 19th on 20 shots faced so far. Fuchs clears. Sommerfeld recovers. 24 seconds to go. Here in the second period of a 1-0 hockey game. Ohio State with the lead. Jules Fuchs with a takeaway and a shot. Popped away by Sip. Alexander chases down a rolling puck, steering it away from the pursuing Colette Janik, but she's stripped of the vulcanized rubber by Quinn just above the line. Final seconds tick away. That will do it for the second period. At the end of 40 minutes, the score, the Ohio State University Buckeyes 1, University of Delaware Blue Hens 0. We'll be back after the intermission.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
1-0 through 40. The Ohio State University Buckeyes with the advantage. Thanks to a goal from Caitlin Dilley, a net front redirect with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the second period. Let's see it again here on the 4-1-2 replay. It was Dilley with the shot. She was actually credited with the goal from inside the blue line. Looked like it may have been tipped, but rolled Dilley all the way. That coming 16:49 in the second period, the lone tally of the contest. Thought our wires crossed there momentarily. At first glance, looked like Abby Cox, number 5, was the one who took the shot, but. And then 15, Caitlin Dilly tipping it in net front, but no, that was Dilly the whole way, and this is Camerata the whole way for Delaware, and we're back tied up 1-1. Izzy Camerata launches her 8th of the season past Savannah Sip, and we've got a brand new hockey game. Watching again on the 4-1-2 replay. Izzy Camerata, 27 seconds. Into the third period. Leveling the score for the Blue Hens. And here's Parmenter looking for another. But she's steered behind the net. Penalty coming up. And we've got some fresh ink on the score sheet here. Let's see what Richie Lashaw's got for us. Hooking the call on Caitlin Dilly. And our first Delaware Sports Medicine power play of the night begins right now. Delaware goal, her 8th of the season. Scored by number 93, Izzy Camerata. Assisted by number 46, Liana Patrick. Time of the goal, 27 seconds in the third period. Camerata's 8th from Patrick at 27 seconds. The Ohio State penalty was assessed to number 15, Caitlin Dilly, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 41 seconds in the third period. Dilly, 2 for hooking at 41 seconds. Hill working the left point. Drops the puck back to Perez, who bobbles, and she's forced to pull back into the neutral zone to reset. And so are her fellow Blue Hens. This tied up. The far boards, Amelie Perez working high in the zone. To Camerata. This shot coming from Hill. Frozen by Savannah Sip to bring play to a halt with 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Behind us in the third period, 37 seconds left on this Delaware Sports Medicine power play. And a 1-1 deadlock. As Izzy Camerata leveled the score for the Blue Hens just 27 seconds into this third frame. Herzog and Downing working back deep in their own end. Here's Downing up the right wall to regain the Ohio State line. Centering past Menachillo's shot was kicked away by Sip. This is cleared up the far wall by Abby Cox. And the final seconds of the Dilly penalty will tick away, with the Hens unable to extend to a 2-1 lead. Fuchs couldn't reel in an airborne puck right at the blue line. She was driven to the near corner by Dilly. Herzog fails to control over center. Her touch of the puck negates the icing. And the Hens back in their own end will have to work back up ice the old-fashioned way to reset. Downing gained center, and she risks the puck in deep. Matone to Camerata. Camerata up the right wing boards. Launches the puck in behind the Ohio State goal. Charles. Centering pass high in the zone. Did not make it to Patrick. It was intercepted by Janik. Press back to center. Charles recovers and re-enters. Drop pass. Camerata looking for another. That one rang off the crossbar. Oh no! Charles again. Floated the puck in close. Liana Patrick not able to generate anything from there. Charles pressed back into neutral ice. She lets this puck go and she heads off for a changing of the guard with just over 4 minutes elapsed in the third period of a game that stands dead even 1-1. Miller shut off by Alexander. Camerata recovers, flubs the shot from just inside the blue line. Puck is recovered by McLaughlin. Advanced up the wall to Schuler near side, but she's stripped of the vulcanized rubber by Amelie Perez. Perez to Parmenter, who puts on the brakes just over the blue line, trying to gain some space from Miller. Here's Hill stepping up. Shot from Alexander. Pinballs through net front traffic. Gaining the puck is Parmenter again for Delaware. Alexander winding up. Shot blocked in close. And fanning on the clearing attempt was Prentice. That gives way to Menachilo. Net front direct from Parmenter was wide. 5 minutes gone of the third period. And this will come back in icing. Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. So how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has myriad solutions to build bridges between your brand and your clientele, your team and your fans, ranging from broadcast to social, print to digital and more, multimedia, video streaming, graphic design, you name it. Want to know more? Head to 412communications.com. Fuchs got the puck on net. Luzon on the doorstep, surrounded by white sweaters, couldn't finish. Icing waved off. One the score. Icing against the Blue Hens, and they're pinned in their own zone. Lachal signals a hand pass. This going against the Buckeyes. So the face-off will come just above the Delaware blue line. Charles in for the draw. Camerata taking aim from the top of the left circle on that fast break attack, but her shot was well wide. Sommerfeld corrals the puck. She leaves it to Caitlin Dilly, the lone goal scorer for the Buckeyes. Camerata lobs the puck in lazily. Steered by Sip to the far corner. The Fred Rust Arena organist has the night off. He pulls double duty sometimes at Gold. If he were here, we certainly would hear strains of Hang On Sloopy during some of these stoppages, much to the delight of the Buckeye faithful, who a good couple dozen strong made the trip to the East Coast this weekend from the 614. And to the Ohio State fans joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network as well, glad to have you with us for the ride on this Saturday night. Hill beyond center, pinched to the wall right at the Ohio State blue line by Sommerfeld. Janik recovers the puck, but cannot clear. Hill, Sommerfeld, pass ahead to Quinn, was nearly intercepted by Perez. Perez stays with the play, recovers the puck, and Hill clears her own zone again. Alexander, touch pass back to her from Parmenter. The stick of Cox tripped up Alexander, no call from LaShaw or Cannon. And the Hens come barreling back in to the Ohio State zone with 12:16 to go. Menachilo off the feed from Perez. Shot was wide from the low slot. Janik slams the puck off the near boards. It rolls the length of the ice. Hill hustles for the icing. Solid 200-foot player, that Evie Hill. And here we see the commitment to the cause from her, winning that foot race over Dilly to secure the icing and secure an attacking zone faceoff for her Blue Hens. Just over 8 minutes behind us here in the third period. It's a 1-1 hockey game, as Stompin' Tom Connors would say. Pepper disrupts Janik. Janik taken down in that battle for the puck, and Jules Fuchs, the Pittsburgher, walks up the right wing boards, drop pass to Luzon. Her shot on target. Blockered forward by Sip. Nobody home for the rebound. Putback opportunity. Luzon to Downing. Thrown in traffic net front. Puck comes back to Downing center point. 11:15 to go. This shot deflected wide, about shoulder high. Looked like Chu might have directed it to the near corner. Fuchs comes off. Camerata's going to take her place. Downing's shot stick checked up in the atmosphere. Paddled behind the net by Sip. And the loose puck is corralled behind the Ohio State goal by Izzy Prentice, who accelerates up the left wing boards. Camerata tries to stay with her. Miller comes in to screen. And Prentice able to gain the zone for her Buckeyes, but only for a moment before the Hens. Shaw Downing gains control in the far corner with 10:36 to go in this 1-1 contest. Camerata and Patrick, 2-on-2. Liana Patrick's shot on target, sticked away by Sip. Controlling the rebound was Dilly after Camerata couldn't reel in the puck for a second chance try from inside the left dot. This is cleared over the glass and out. Faceoff's going to stay in the Ohio State zone with 10:15 to go. And Cartwright could not hold the point for Delaware. Delayed offside. Everybody's tagged up. But that extra 0.6 seconds, enough to give Caitlin Dilly the chance to reset comfortably in her own zone and drive the puck back into Delaware territory. Camerata slowed up by Dilly just above the line. She's pickpocketed by Patrick. Say that 5 times fast. Charles, Matone, slap shot, blocked off the skate of Nicole DeMarco. Cartwright had to hustle deep into her own zone to recover the puck for the Blue Hens, but she couldn't carom it clear. Driving in low was Ryan Franklin. Alexander comes back with the puck the other way for Delaware, 2-on-3. Alexander, quick shot off the backboards. Parmenter tied up at the near half wall. Now the center of a 3-a-side scrum. Puck comes loose. It's on the stick of Dilly. DeMarco could not clear. Sommerfeld has space up the middle. Blue line, red line, blue line. In she comes, leading a 2-on-2. A little hasty on the shot release, and it ends up wide. Dilly up the middle. Lost her footing, draws the penalty. .8:29 to go. And Caitlin Dilly's efforts Gaining a power play for the Buckeyes as Evie Hill gets rung up for a trip. So back to the PK go the Blue Hens with 8.5 minutes to go. And we remain tied up 1-1. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 7, Evie Hill. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes, 31 seconds in the third period. Hill 2 for tripping at 11:31. Prentice's shot was blocked net front. Prentice gets the puck back center point. That chance for Mary Chu was blocked as well. Winding up and clearing was Shaw Downing. Downing, Herzog, Patrick, and Pepper. The quartet of Delaware penalty killers, and now Nicole DeMarco leads the second wave of the Ohio State power play, circling behind the net after gaining the zone. She turned and shot from point-blank range. Randazzo directs the puck to the far corner. So she's 20 for 21 in the save department tonight. Randazzo is. Taking aim from distance was Janik. Another Randazzo save. This off her stick after she was screened net front. 7:20 to go. Janik across the line, winding up and shooting was Izzy Prentice and Charlie Randazzo stands tall again. Coming up with her 22nd save of the evening. Sommerfeld's shot was disrupted right at the release. Hens clear. Alexander pursues the puck, but Dilly recovers for Ohio State back at her own blue line. .20 seconds remaining on the Hill tripping minor. Matone meets Quinn. Rather Schuler in behind the net. Here's Dilly's center point. Back across to Sommerfeld. Hill heads back to the bench. Camerata is on for Delaware. They're back to full strength with 6:20 to go. Dilly confronted by Alexander. Shot was blocked. Puck wobbles back over the line where Sommerfeld recovers, and the Buckeyes regroup in neutral ice. McLaughlin with the dump and change. 6 minutes remaining in regulation. A 1-1 hockey game. Alexander heads off. Camerata works together with Parmenter to set up a 2-on-2 zone entry. Franklin regains the puck for Ohio State. This is thrown in by Sydney DeMarco. Off the near boards. Contested in the left corner of the Delaware zone. Cleared out nearly by Pepper. Perez is going to push it off her backhand through neutral ice after Nicole DeMarco foiled the initial breakout attempts of the Blue Hens. 5:15. Luzon holds the right point. She rings the puck to Hill waiting at the left point. Her shot skips behind the net, ricochets off a seam in the boards behind the cage. Here's Hill again. Steamrolling up the left wall into the corner. Puck ends up back at the top of the zone where Fuchs drives it in low. Beyond the path of Hill, this is taken away by Sydney DeMarco and cleared. Nicole DeMarco wins the race to the path of the puck to negate the icing. Fuchs right with her, throws a shoulder in the near corner, 4:40 to go. Fuchs separating DeMarco from the puck. It was taken away by Perez, but not clear. Hill's backhand to Fuchs. Cross ice pass, flubbed by Luzon. She pursues the puck to center, but she gives it away to Janik. Luzon again trying to work the puck back into the Ohio State zone. Alexander tried to poke it away from the control of Prentice. Enough disruption in the neutral zone and a changing of the guard with the puck laying right in front of the Delaware bench. Everybody careful not to touch it, lest they risk a too many players minor and a crucial moment in the game. We're down to the final 4 minutes in regulation of a 1-1 contest. Here's Shaw Downing. Downing 1-on-3. Long shot wide off the backboards. Menachilo couldn't control the rebound at the top of the circle. This cleared back by Janik to center. Thrown by Cox off the backboards behind Randazzo, who saved 22 of the 23 Ohio State shots she's seen tonight. Jemiah Alexander denied by a stick save. Menachilo follow-up chance denied by Sip as well, and so to the next. Wow. Savannah Sip holding her own and then some. Denying a host of Blue Hens the pleasure of a go-ahead goal. Nothing particularly earth-shattering or 10-bell, but Savannah Sip, just a good, solid, fundamental goalie. Agile, knows her angles, and she's made it incredibly difficult on this Delaware team. We've reached the final 3 minutes of the contest. Buckeyes 1, Blue Hens 1. Camerata outnumbered by Buckeyes, waiting for the reinforcements to come in. Stick handles a little longer. This shot nearly made it, but Sip got enough of it to direct the puck off its line. 2.5 to go. McLaughlin clears, and this will come back an icing. 2:20 remaining. We do it all again tomorrow. As the Quakers of Penn come to town. Game time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll have all of it for you right here on the Delaware Hockey Network. Two and change remaining in regulation in this 1-1 deadlock. Hill launched the puck up ice. It was knocked down by a Buckeye stick at center. Perez tried to feed to Hill. Pass intercepted at center by Sidney DeMarco. DeMarco steered by Perez toward the corner, got a shot away. Stick back by Randazzo. And the Buckeyes regroup in neutral ice. We come to the final 100 seconds of regulation. Holding the point is Prentice. She works the puck around behind the cage. Sidney DeMarco centers. Nicole DeMarco's shot. Sticked aside by Randazzo for save number 24. Final 75. Menachilo floats the puck clear. Prentice from center. Walking back in up the left wing boards. She circles behind the cage. We've reached the final minute of the third period. And a dislodged net pauses play. Delaware is going to take their timeout. And so will we, with just under a minute to go.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Welcome back inside Gold Arena. 57 seconds to go in regulation. A 1-1 hockey game, which has seen both of these netminders, Charlie Randazzo and Savannah Sipp, team up to record 52 saves. Janik and Charles. Puck down off the draw. Janik working the near corner, 45 to go. Stepping up from the point to try to hold was Chu. This is taken away by Charles, driven back to center. So the Buckeyes will have to reset in neutral ice. Herzog patrolling the blue line. Keeps the puck in neutral territory, at least momentarily. 22 seconds to go. Downing clears. Camerata can't control the puck. Prentice back in. Long shot, paddled away by Randazzo. Final 7 seconds of regulation. Herzog's going to trap the puck in the far corner. And we have solved absolutely nothing through 60 minutes of hockey. The score at the end of regulation. Delaware Blue Hens won. The Ohio State University Buckeyes won. Regulation shots on goal. Ohio State 27. Delaware 28. We now advance to a 5-minute overtime. Long change in effect. 3 skaters aside. It is a sudden victory overtime. The next goal is the game-winning goal. So both teams will come away with a point at least as this game moves on to extra time. And we thank our crew here on the Delaware Hockey Network. Our co-executive producer is Molly Jo Rosen. Our assistant producers are Broadway Joe Sindoni. And Trey Wright, our videographer this evening, is Mr. Jordan Hirsch. And we'll hear him on the call a little bit next week in our coverage of Philadelphia Little Flyers hockey. Great to have Jordan with us here this season. Learning the back end of the production. Very capable videographer, commentator for other sports in the Northeast Philadelphia area and the Central New Jersey market. And with us here this season to get some hockey reps under his belt too. And just a great guy all around too. We love you, Jordan. Ready to go. for overtime in the first state. Hill, Alexander, Parmenter, McLaughlin, Dilly, and Sommerfeld. Apparently the long change not in effect for this overtime as Randazzo and Sip went back to the same goals they defended in the third period. McLaughlin's shot right on target. And Randazzo squares up for the save and the freeze. 24 seconds gone. Izzy Camerata muscles the puck forward. Here's C.C. Charles on a breakaway shot. No! It was wide. Charles got her own rebound, though. Herzog back to Charles. Camerata. Herzog working just inside the line. Shot skips wide. Sip got a piece of it. Prentice clears. This will be an icing. Franklin, DeMarco, and Prentice forced to stay on off the icing. Pepper, Fuchs, and Perez. Taken to the ice for Delaware. Shot was wide. Nicole DeMarco throws the puck across the neutral zone. Fresh set of Buckeyes on now. And Perez up the left dots, comes back into the Ohio State zone, but she's stripped of the puck by Colette Janik. Janik slowed up by Pepper. Perez scrapping for the puck at center. Janik recovers, and she comes up the left wing boards. Shot, stick checked offline by Fuchs, who meets her in the far corner, contesting the rebound. They're both spun off their feet with their collective momentum, and Perez sends the puck back to center with 3:04 to go in the overtime period. 1-1 through 62 minutes of hockey. Janik stripped of the puck by Alexander. Downing walks it back in from neutral ice. Downing slowed up behind the net. She tries to feed to Alexander net front. That's taken away by Sydney DeMarco. And Mary Chu pulls back with space inside her own blue line. Alexander angles her to the far dashers at center. Chu drives the puck in up the right wing boards behind the Delaware goal, where Downing circles to recover. 2:12 to go in the overtime period. McLaughlin to Dilly. Dilly, the lone goal scorer for Ohio State. Pressured by Hill behind the net. Patrick and Alexander protecting the slot. 1:50 to go. And Jemiah Alexander, marked by Sommerfeld, failed to clear. Here's Hill off the feed from Patrick. Evie Hill walking in. Flubbed the shot, double teamed. Puck is loose in front. Charles tries to pop it over. And wow! Savannah Sip. Keeping this game tied 1-1, falling on the puck as Charles kept chipping away. Once, twice, 3 times, no! She could not get past. As Savannah Sip almost single-handedly keeping this a 1-1 hockey game. Sometimes you just don't have the words. No goal here as Randazzo makes the save, and we've entered the final minute of overtime. Camerata's shot blocked. Nicole DeMarco could not find Prentice in the neutral zone. Prentice regathers the puck and walks in up the right side. Now 35. This is cleared by Herzog from behind her own goal. Outlet pass beyond the reach of Alexander. Perez, final 22 seconds. Steered behind the net by DeMarco. Perez turning, shooting net front. Puck sticked up into the corner, and now Parmenter. Taken off her feet, gives way to Janik. 3 seconds, 2, 1. And nothing from overtime. A 3-player shootout will determine it. We'll get confirmation from Messrs. Cannon and Lachal. The score at the end of overtime remains 1-1. Overtime shots on goal, Ohio State 2. For a total of 29, Delaware 6. For a total of 34. 3, Rich. There will now be a 3-player shootout to determine the winner of tonight's game. Shooting first for Delaware, number 22, CeCe Charles. Charles in up the left side. Crosses to the backhand. She scores. Shooting first for The Ohio State University, number 6, Nicole DeMarco. DeMarco with 2 goals on the season for the Buckeyes. Stonewalled by Randazzo. Shooting second for Delaware, number 7, Evie Hill. Hill attacking, drags and scores. Shooting second for Ohio State, number 21, Sydney DeMarco. This to force a third round. DeMarco right up the slot. Backhand, Randazzo with the save. And the Delaware Blue Hens take a 2-1 shootout win over the Ohio State Buckeyes. Tonight's final score, Delaware Blue Hens 2, the Ohio State Buckeyes 1. So Delaware improving to 10 4-0 on the season, and an epic goalie battle going the way of Randazzo, improving to 9-2-0 on the season. Fans, it's time for the 3 stars of the game, brought to you by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky. Tonight's 3rd star, with a shootout goal for Delaware, number 22, CC Charles. Tonight's number 2 star, with 33 saves for Ohio State, number 36, Savannah Sipp. And the number 1 star of tonight's game, with 28 saves for Delaware, number 35, Charlie Randazzo. The Delaware ACHA women are back in action tomorrow, closing out the 2025 portion of their schedule with a 3:30 matchup against the Quakers of Penn. Game time, again, 3:30 from Fred Rust Arena, and here as well on the Delaware Hockey Network. So that will do it for us here from the 412 Communications press box. What a way to wrap up a Saturday night in Newark. A shootout win for the Blue Hens, improving to 10-4-0 on the season. And a valiant as ever fight from the Ohio State Buckeyes. Savannah Sipp, absolutely marvelous in net for the Scarlet and Gray with 33 saves. But goals from CC Charles and Evie Hill in the shootout, putting this one out of reach and sealing a 2-1 Delaware win over Ohio State. For Jordan Hirsch, James Witherite signing off. Thanks for your company today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Airtime 3:15, game time 3:30 as the Blue Hen ladies close out 2025 with a mid-afternoon meeting with the Penn Quakers. Good night to you all. We'll see you again tomorrow here on the Delaware Hockey Network, brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long.